Whenever you're ready, motherfucker.
Alright. Oh, welcome back to Scrambled Eggs and Ram. This is Kun, and this is...
Lorenzo.
Right. So this is like a sort of a special edition of Scrambled Eggs and Ram because it's like breaking news that just happened. Spider-Man is gonna be like... Shit. I guess what... You tell me, man.
Peter Parker, motherfucking Spider-Man, is going to join the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This is earth-shattering. This is like huge news. So much so that we had to take a break out of our extremely busy lives to shoot this like impromptu update video because I know everybody's talking about it. Everybody's like, yo, what's up with this whole Sony, Disney, Spider-Man, Avengers deal that's going down? So we thought we'd do a quick video to discuss the details, break that down for you real quick, and then give our opinions, which are pretty, valued, I feel like, in the industry. And see what you guys think about it. So let's get straight into it. So Spider-Man, since the mid '90s, I want to say, has been a film property of Sony Pictures or Columbia Pictures / Sony Pictures, whatever. Because at that time Marvel was bankrupt and needed to pay the bills, so they sold off the film rights to a lot of their characters.
It was a dark times.
Yeah,
dark times, my friend.
It was rough for Marvel back then.
Like it was so hard to get like comics back then.
Well, yeah, I mean the comic
shops
was
just
shook back then.
It's like
so anyhow,
I had to read indie comics. Indie comics are great now though, but
there's nothing wrong.
It's kind of
maybe back in the '90s it wasn't so hot, but
they weren't so hot.
Cool.
Yeah.
So fast forward 20 years, Sony's made a ton of money on the Spider-Man movies. However, Marvel has since come back from their financial ruin and turned into, as everybody knows, a huge movie studio with the Avengers, with the individual Avengers movies and all that. Disney currently owns Marvel Studios.
One of the best purchases they ever made.
Probably, yeah. Four bills they spent on that. Quite a bit. Yeah.
I didn't remember it was that much.
Yeah, $4 billion.
That's crazy.
But anyways, so now, with the Avengers being a huge thing in cinema, Marvel / Disney has been wanting to incorporate, characters that they no longer own the film rights to, like Spider-Man. They, of course, still own the character, but they don't own the film rights to the character. So, in this particular case, Marvel and Sony have brokered a deal, basically, where Sony will allow Spider-Man to be used in Marvel films, in the Avengers, Captain America, whatever, but still retain Spider-Man as their film property and be able to make Spider-Man solo films. I guess it seems at this point, anyways, that will interweave with the rest of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So essentially, Spider-Man joins the Marvel Cinematic Universe, while Sony basically gets to keep whatever the profits are from the Spider-Man films, while Disney / Marvel gets to keep the profits from all the other films that even include Spider-Man.
That sounds like, honestly, like such a great deal. It makes so much sense, like, to do it that way. And I feel like it's a really fair thing. It's like, it seems like it's like two companies that just got together and just they were just
like, we're all just trying to make money, motherfuckers.
Right,
we're all just trying to get paid.
It's like just trying to share the profits instead of like really fighting with each other.
Yeah,
that's really awesome.
Well, all right, so let's get into the finer details of the situation here. So now everybody's probably wondering what happens to the other Spider-Man movies though now, because Spider-Man, we should probably say before we get into this is all rumor at this point.
Right.
There have been announcements, there have been documents revealed or whatever, but at this stage, nothing is really 100%, so take everything with a grain of salt. But up until this point, my understanding of the situation is that Andrew Garfield is gone. He's no longer going to portray the character of Spider-Man.
I like Andrew Garfield.
Yo, Andrew Garfield killed it, man. I don't understand why people are hating on that. I loved Amazing Spider-Man.
I think
maybe Spider-Man 2 was alright.
Like as Spider-Man, the character, like Spider-Man himself, he's great.
Yeah,
I mean, I understand. Like maybe Peter Parker, not so great, I think, but like
I still
Spider-Man
thought he was
is pretty awesome.
But anyhow,
I like Andrew Garfield. So
I thought Andrew Garfield was great, way better than Tobey Maguire. I hate Tobey Maguire. I was not a fan of Tobey Maguire. I know a lot of people loved him. I'm not trying to shit on you guys. I'm only trying to shit on Tobey. Tobey, get your shit together. So now Andrew Garfield.
Harsh.
Well, he don't care. Tobey Maguire's he's wiping his ass with $1,000 bills, whatever. He doesn't give a fuck about what I say. So anyhow, now Andrew Garfield is out. He's no longer going to play Peter Parker as Spider-Man, or at least if he is, they haven't said so up until this point. From what they've said so far is they're going to create an entirely new interpretation of Spider-Man to integrate into the Avengers, to integrate into the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And then Sony will take that version of Spider-Man, I don't know what that clicking sound was, that version of Spider-Man, and create a solo film series based on that Spider-Man. So essentially we're getting our third interpretation of Spider-Man on film.
Right. And then like before, like earlier today, a lot of people were saying like they're gonna bring in like a black Spider-Man, like Miles Morales.
I don't think anybody said that. I think
a lot of
everybody wanted that.
Right? No,
nobody said like, that was happening.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm saying like that's what everybody was writing about. Like that would be such a great.
You should probably inform the folks who don't know who Miles Morales is. You should probably let them know about that.
So basically, like in the, I guess in Ultimate Marvel universe, like an Ultimate Dimension, right? There's a different Spider-Man, right? And it's Peter Parker. And if I don't know if anyone's gonna actually read this, but you know he fucking dies. Oh, spoiler alert!
Spoiler alert! Okay, continue.
Too late.
Way too late.
Anyway, yeah, he dies in the alternate dimension, and then Miles Morales takes over.
Now
he gets bitten by a spider, and he gets the similar powers as Spider-Man.
Why is Miles Morales unique?
Because he's black and Hispanic.
Half black. What is he? Half Dominican? Half Puerto Rican?
Puerto Rican.
Half Puerto Rican. We know it. Anyways, so this half black, half Puerto Rican character, Miles Morales, is Spider-Man in a version of the comics. Sure. A lot of people in the Twitterverse, a lot of people on the forums and whatnot have been championing Miles Morales for the MCU, for the cinematic version of Spider-Man. However, from the information that we have up to this point anyways, from the studio heads, that is not going to be the case. They're going to just reinterpret Peter Parker fucking again. And we're not going to get...
When I heard about that, they weren't thinking about it. When a lot of people were speculating, right, that it was Miles Morales that's gonna be it. I was like, yo, that would
be so dope.
Awesome.
I don't understand why don't they do that?
It's not even really a reboot of Spider-Man. It's just a different interpretation. It's
a whole new Spider-Man,
and it works because like in the Ultimate Universe, right, Miles Morales or the new Spider-Man, right, he has like connections to S.H.I.E.L.D. like. Lot stronger connections to S.H.I.E.L.D. than Peter Parker.
Right. Yeah, it would have made so much sense.
It works.
I don't know why. I mean, there's got to be some sort of reasoning behind it. I don't know why you wouldn't do Miles Morales. You know,
I'm gonna play the race card. They just don't like black people.
Well, I mean, they got. Oh, man, they don't have anybody. They don't have any minority characters, do they? Yeah. There's got to be somebody.
Black Panther.
They're bringing Black Panther. They do have Black Panther coming.
See, the thing is, like, probably. For me personally, this is what I think Marvel should do. I think they should just cancel Black Panther and take the black actor that they're going to use for Black Panther and just make it Miles Morales. Make him Spider-Man.
That doesn't work. From what I've read,
problem solved.
From the information that my sources in the industry have collected for me, anyways, they want to reintroduce Spider-Man as a much younger character. They want him to be a teenage version of Spider-Man and sort of take it back to when Spider-Man was in high school.
Right, before he decided to become like a superhero.
Well, I mean, he'll still be Spider-Man, you know, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. They'll probably take elements of the Miles Morales character, the way he's portrayed in the comic books, because he is portrayed that way as a teenager.
Yeah, he's like only 14 or something.
Yeah, they'll probably take those elements of Miles Morales and incorporate it into the character, but it'll still be Peter Parker. Good old white American Peter Parker, but
who lived in Forest Hills or
Woodhaven. I mean, it's still cool though. It's still something to be excited about.
Queens,
New York, represent.
I'm kind of I don't know. I think it's fucking awesome that Spider-Man is like gonna be in it, but man, they made Miles Morales like the Spider-Man in the movies. All
right. We probably shouldn't turn this entire video into like a bitching session of why they didn't bring Miles Morales. It's a huge missed opportunity by Marvel, but what are you gonna do? We ain't got no money. We ain't making choices. So, all right. So that's huge. Next part of the announcement is Captain America: Civil War. That's where we're gonna be seeing Spider-Man.
Yeah, I mean
that's the third Captain America film for those of you keeping count.
Did we talked about this when it first came out. We talked about like which movie it was.
Oh yeah, we had a long conversation about when the news first broke. The details were not revealed. It was just Spider-Man's coming to the Avengers. That was all we knew. So we had a long conversation of like, okay, can they find a way to sneak him into Avengers 2? Are they going to hold off till Avengers 3? How are they going to get Spider-Man in here? And as you know, in the comic books, Spider-Man has a lot of involvement in the Civil War storyline, which is going to be portrayed in Captain America 3 coming out next year.
Yeah, I didn't really think they would put him in there, actually.
He's in there.
Now he's in there. So
he's in. I don't know how much. It might be 5 minutes. It might be half the movie.
You were telling me, right? I mean, okay, if you guys have knows, like, Lorenzo's way more involved in this than I am, right? I just love watching these movies mostly. But anyway, the information I get from Lorenzo is that they were going to make Black Panther, like, a huge part of like Civil War to take place with Spider-Man.
Right.
And now I feel like they're gonna just boot him out and just put back Spider-Man.
It's possible.
They should just
Here's
cancel
the
Black
thing,
Panther.
though.
I don't care.
You could be right.
Black Panther. I don't.
You're not a big fan of Black. They gotta have somebody who's black in these movies. There's no black characters. You got Samuel L. Jackson holding down one entire race for the entire movie series, and he's not even that involved. So you got to have a black character in there, and Black Panther was going to be that character. It's not going to be Spider-Man, unfortunately, but the thing about Black Panther was he, like you said, he was going to have a large role in Captain America: Civil War. They were going to spin that off into a Black Panther solo film. That's all been pushed back though now. That's official. The Black Panther movie, I don't have the exact dates in front of me, but that's easy for you guys to look up. That got pushed back a few months. All of the Marvel Cinematic Universe films have been pushed back, with the exception of the Avengers films. All of them have been pushed back a couple of months now to accommodate for Spider-Man universe, which is now part of MCU films, to be integrated into the same schedule.
Yeah. It's a good idea. I think like it's such a good idea.
It's brilliant. With the exception of them not capitalizing on the Miles Morales character, it's great. It's brilliant.
I'm glad they're pushing the schedule back. It just means like, hopefully it means that there's just better quality films, you know?
Yeah.
I'm always for like people pushing back like deadlines.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong. I've got no beef with that whatsoever.
I know some people get pissed off when like stuff doesn't come out when it's announced, and I'm like, whatever.
Well, in this case, it's just because they don't. Now that Marvel and Sony are friends, they don't want to screw each other over. You know what I mean? In terms of, because I'm sure Marvel wouldn't hesitate to have a movie coming out a week or two after or before Amazing Spider-Man 3 if that would have happened. They wouldn't care because they'd be like, that's not our money. So whatever. But now that they have this agreement, they have to sort of accommodate one another in terms of the film release schedule. So that's why I think.
I just thought of a good idea.
What's up?
At least in my opinion, it's a good idea. It's like just have a instead of having like Spider-Man 3 or something, let's just have a movie called Spider-Man versus Venom.
That would be awesome.
Spider-Man versus Venom. Who cares about any other story?
I would love to see that. I think we would all love to see that. I think that would be amazing.
By the way, before we wrap things up, right? I just want to say like my prediction that where Spider-Man was going to come was in Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Yes, you did say that, and I called horseshit on that immediately.
No,
there's no way Spider-Man would fit into that.
Spider-Man, man. Spider-Man used to be like a
cosmic character.
Yeah, a cosmic character. He had like one of the Infinity Gems, and he was flying around space. Oh, it was so fucking awesome. That's where he found Venom and all these things.
Not gonna happen in the MCU.
He had like really like almost Superman like strength and stuff, and he could fly.
Well, there's no word on any Guardians involvement, even with the Avengers. Really, like there's no word on when they're gonna cross over. I'm sure it will happen eventually, but no. So the big news, as I said, Marvel, Sony make an agreement. Spider-Man is in the Avengers. He's coming to Captain America 3. Well, I don't know how big the role will be, but then we'll most definitely be seeing him in probably Avengers 3, because he's not. What are the chances you think they could squeeze him into Avengers 2, like in just like maybe a post-credits scene or something?
A post-credit scene, definitely. We'll just have him getting bit by a spider.
Something, right?
Just gotta, there we go. Origin story.
Or some sort of like Easter egg throughout the movie somehow, some way. They get Spider-Man into Avengers 2. They still have a couple of months, before Avengers 2 is released. So
definitely it's gonna be like a post-credit thing. It has to be like just have them like them like him walking around like in Oscorp or something or wherever, and then just
that's another thing, man. Now you got to integrate stuff like Oscorp, you know what I mean, and all the other Spider-Man characters, you know what I mean. And how do you think though we'll see Marvel characters or MCU characters cross over to Spider-Man movies? Do you think we'll see?
That's it.
Because that's a possibility now. That's totally available.
This conversation can get deep.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Good.
Oh shit. Dude, if this works out, you know what could happen?
What?
Maybe Fox will be like
that. You know, a lot of people are talking about that.
They might not be like assholes and actually.
If the money's right, anything can happen
if
sure.
If it's really successful, like, okay, guys, for now, like, let's do this. Let's everyone just go watch Captain America, the third movie, right? Civil War,
right?
And just like make them like $2 billion, and Fox will say, "Oh hell yeah,
we want a cut of that."
Exactly.
Well, the thing is, though, Fox's universe. Okay, for those who don't know, who are uninformed, for the uninitiated, Fox owns the film rights to the X-Men and the Fantastic Four, and all their associated characters.
History lesson.
Yeah. So, if Marvel wanted to tie in the X-Men or the Fantastic Four, they would have to negotiate with Fox. But the thing is, in Fox's case, there's a lot of bad blood there. First off, there's a lot of bad blood between Fox and Marvel. Fox and Marvel tried to come to terms, I think as recently as a year or two ago, on something like this, and the deal went bad.
Right. Because Fox, they're assholes.
Fox refused to give up certain characters. Right. I want to say Galactus and Silver Surfer were part of that, and I'm not sure though. Don't quote me.
That's right. Yeah.
And Fox wouldn't let him go. Fox was like, "No, fuck that. We're holding down Galactus." So, so Marvel was just like, yeah. They threw their hands up, and they were just like, "We're just not gonna fuck with you guys." So much the bad blood is so much so that they're canceling the Fantastic Four comic book series. Marvel is, because of course they still own the characters.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. Wow, I'm learning some new shit right now too.
Yeah, they're canceling the comic series because they don't want to promote Fox's films. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm not 100% sure. They might be canceling X-Men.
Oh man, no, that's too much.
If they're not canceling X-Men, don't quote me. I don't know.
Right after Spider-Man, X-Men is like the biggest like seller.
Yeah,
also like the most popular.
They're probably not canceling X-Men, but I believe they are cutting back.
At least X-Men
production for sure.
It's the most popular comic.
Yeah. So, but like I said, there is bad blood there. I know for a fact they're canceling Fantastic Four. That's done. They don't want to promote Fox's film characters. So that's the deal with that. But anyhow, so they would have to come to an agreement for something like that to happen. But even if like by some miracle they did, there's so much like convoluted backstory to the X-Men films and everything like that. I feel like that would be really difficult to integrate into the MCU. I don't think that would really.
I feel like this kind of stuff needs to be talked in a different episode. Right now, it's a Spider-Man thing. It's pretty awesome, and we just wanted to like explain our thoughts about it and our opinions. So you think it's positive overall? Awesome, yeah,
it's great.
Win-win. I mean, even though I was disappointed that they are going to bring Peter Parker, and not Miles Morales, I still think it's really fucking amazing that they actually went through this. And I think like a whole bunch of people agree with me with that. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure everybody's hyped. I mean, I know everybody's hyped. I'm hyped. I'm shaking over here. I'm so excited.
It's like everyone's always dreamed of this. So,
yeah, it's great. It's awesome. I think it's definitely mutually beneficial. Sony gets to eat off the hype of the Avengers, and Marvel gets to bring in their most popular character, and just win-win for everybody. Everybody gets paid. Everybody makes money. Everybody's happy. Here's a question though: who's the new Spider-Man? Who are they gonna get?
Oh, I didn't even think that far. I don't really care. It's just a white person.
Jesus
Whatever, man. Just take
white people are gonna watch this show. White folks will watch this show, and you're killing our audience here. We need everybody.
It's hard, man. I can't recognize them. It takes a while for me to recognize and tell them apart.
Anyways, so I'm gonna stop you now before this gets out of hand. So that's that. That's our discussion on Spider-Man, Marvel, and the cinematic universe. All that. We're excited. We're hyped. I can't wait to see what happens. Avengers. Chris Pine is way too old to play the new Spider-Man. Get out of here with that. Plus, Star Trek 3 is in a shitstorm right now. They're trying to figure that out.
Okay, let's talk. That's a totally different conversation.
All right. So, anyways, we're gonna wrap it up. Thanks for checking us out today. Avengers 2 is coming out a couple months, and then Ant-Man.
What do you mean Avengers? Oh, Avengers 2.
Age of Ultron. Avengers 2. So watch out. I'm going to be watching to see if there's a post-credit scene or anything. And then Ant-Man, probably won't be anything there. Ant-Man comes out later this summer. So, all right, guys. We'll check you later.